veldig sånne ting. Men ja, det er bygginga. Jeg liker å være kreativ.
Ja, så da er det egentlig den der creative-moden da.
Good evening and welcome to Drakkenheim. This is our weekly Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition live stream game with the Dungeon Dudes. That's me, Monty Martin, the Dungeon Master.
And I'm Kevin McLaughlin, playing the half-elf shadow sorcerer, Sebastian Crow. And we're joined today by our good friends...
Jill Denitis, playing Bayo Senya, the Tabaxi Gloomstalker Ranger Rogue.
And Joe O'Gorman, playing Pluto Jackson, the Human Battlemaster.
Thank you so much for joining us again. If you're just tuning into us live for the very first time, Kelly and I post new videos every Thursday on our YouTube channel where we cover everything Dungeons & Dragons, including advice for Dungeon Masters and guides for players. You'll also find all of our prior episodes from the campaign available for your viewing pleasure there as well. We've got a really awesome episode coming this week, which is going to be
5 deadly low-level monsters.
Yeah, Kelly and I take a look at 5 of the deadliest monsters in D&D 5e with a challenge rating of 2 or less. So it was a really fun episode to make, and I think it's got some great encounter ideas.
There's some nasty monsters.
Indeed. Many of which have appeared in the campaign so far, and many more which will soon appear one day, we hope.
Oh, good.
Of course, tonight's episode of Dungeons of Drakkenheim is sponsored by Skull Splitter Dice. We've got a fantastic collection of their all-metal dice rolling at the table here tonight. I've got another set of these kind of dusty copper dice with me. I've been rolling the gold set prior, but I'm going to diversify a little bit for tonight, see how things are going. I think this one was serving up a few too many critical hits after last week. Please stop. With that, let's return.
Drakkenheim is no more. Struck by a falling star, the city bathed in eldritch fire on that woeful eve. The tumultuous aftermath brought chaos, families torn asunder, and a kingdom shattered. 15 years later, monsters stalk the haunted streets of Drakkenheim. Caught amidst rival factions struggling to rule the rubble, 3 unlikely partners venture forth into the crumbling city in search of riches, renown, and revenge.
Welcome back to the ruins of Drakkenheim. When last we left our heroes, they had been picked up by a roving beggar in the outskirts of which had become a battleground between the Silver Order and the Gnolls, as the Silver Order lights fire to the district itself, burning down buildings in an effort to stymie the advance of the ravenous Gnolls and their control of this area of the city. Our heroes had received word from none other than the Rat Prince, who desperately swam down the Dran River to warn them, for the Paladins are slaying all of the monsters of Drakkenheim, and they do not discriminate between the pretty psychopathic rat folk and the equally psychopathic Gnolls of the city, and have been slaying the Rat Prince's brethren in equal droves and driving them out of this area of the city. What our heroes will do about this situation remains to be seen, but they are now on the backs of the horses of several members of the Silver Order, heading towards the Paladins' encampment. The horses gallop forward as you walk past the devastation. The Silver Order has created flame breaks of controlled burns where they are burning down sections and blocks of the sprawl, using these strange tanks that are worn on the backs of some of their members, connected with tubes and cables to these long lances that they carry in 2 hands that have nozzles on them. They release the valve, and a torch at the end is a light setting forth a gout of flame that they use to ignite buildings and palisades that they have set up to control the fires. There's a noxious smell that hangs in the air alongside the fire. It's an acrid, gaseous odor that almost is nauseating to smell. Who has introduced himself as Virgil Underwood. You've only seen the smallest segment of his face underneath his armor and helmets as he lifted up his visor, revealing a grizzled face with a handlebar mustache. He's been chatty, saying what the Paladins have been doing, how they've been organizing their flame breaks and going forward, and just saying that we're gonna ride you out to safety. Now, our encampment's the safest place for miles around, I assure you that. Far safer than those city streets we found you in.
I get that.
Still, gotta say, you really did a number on all them gnolls back there. I don't think I've ever seen 3 people slaughter that many of those creatures. You're good enough, Scruff, aren't you?
I like to think so, yeah. It's so interesting that...
Well, there's countless number of those ferocious beasts in the ruins. And we tried to make as much headway as we could using our groups at our full company strength, but we found that each time we struck in, and no matter how many of them we cut down, the next day there were more of them. And of course, with all that smoke and haze in the city, we can't make camp anywhere. We gotta head back out where it's safe and you can breathe and no one gets sick. So we found that the only way that we could make any headway was just by cutting a fiery swath right through the city itself. And that's what we're gonna do, all the way till we get to the Grand Cathedral.
And who's gonna pay for these houses to be rebuilt? Because you're obviously destroying people's houses.
Well, the way I see it, after being abandoned and blown down for 15 years, there ain't much to them anyways. They're gonna have to get torn down if anyone actually wants to live here again.
Torn down versus burned down.
It's all the same, it's just a bunch of ruins now. The walls still look good. A bunch of the churches and the old buildings, we're keeping them safe too. If there's anything that we can salvage, we see to it that we can, but until then, the ruins are as much a maze for us as anything else.
Well, yes, for you, who haven't really been here very long.
Now he's making sense. I don't like that he's making sense, but...
They just kind of come in here and scorched earth, classic.
So, I understand what you're doing, but why? Like, you guys aren't from here. This isn't your home.
Everywhere is home. We are all brothers. And we must take it upon ourselves to see that this world is protected from all forms of evil, lest this place become a hellmouth for any sort of vile creatures that can rise up and strike against us.
There are already several groups working here that are protecting it and are trying to rid it of monsters, us included. So technically you're stepping on our toes by coming in here, burning the place down, and claiming that you're here to save us all, when we've been working for quite a while.
I mean, you can take that up with the not captain, but the way I see it, you've all had 15 years to do something here and you haven't done much of anything at all.
We just arrived. When did we arrive? How long has it been? A couple weeks ago. So, I mean, in 2 weeks we've cleared out probably 100 Gnoll alliance with the rat folk that you...
These mutants,
Some of them can be very helpful.
those things are corrupt monsters and beasts, and they will only lead you astray. They are true monsters and they are beyond redemption.
You know how we got in and out of Drakenheim without any problems? Well, with minimal problems. Don't mention the gelatinous cube.
Nope.
They helped us. They're the best guides we have to the city. They know it. Through and through.
Appreciate that, Sebastian.
She's
He's right beside you.
Best guides in the city.
The way I see it, you're just lucky that they haven't led you to your death yet.
Well, that's why we have her.
All I've seen from those scrawny little ratlings is traps, traps, and more traps.
Have you taken time to talk to them?
Look, as a invading force, it's good to make friends with the locals.
They haven't taken any time to talk to us. They just come up and try to throw bombs at us, poison us, stab us, or stick us in the side, so we've been flushing them out wherever we find them.
I mean,
They're vicious little beasts, I tell you that. Still, I don't know what's worse, them, the gnolls, or the other bigger creatures that we've heard about inside the city. In any case, we'll cut through them all the same. We won't have to make any deals with them once they're all gone.
Well, I mean, we take care of the bigger creatures too. I mean, Pluto over there, he killed a troll
I killed a troll.
he killed a troll.
At least one troll.
on his own.
That's impressive.
It's very handsome.
No help.
Very impressive. Right and true. I have no doubt about all y'all's abilities to fight and survive, and I can see that you've had to do whatever you've needed to do and make whatever deals you needed to make to get in and outside the city, but that time's done now. We're here in full. These gates. Actually secure the area. Don't have to go sneaking around like rats in a gutter.
And when you secure it, what's your plan after that? Are you gonna leave Drakenheim back to its people?
You know what? I don't rightly know. It's not really my business to decide what's going to happen after the mission's over. By and large, that's the role of the Knight Commander. So you'll have to take it up with him if you really want to know what the plan is. We're just here to be righteous souls in the fight against evil. And wherever we need to go, we'll spread the light.
Well, I think you need to take us to your commander then. And obviously give us a little bit of food so we can't be weary on our way.
Right. We'll bring you into the camp. You seem like brave folks, but I don't like hearing.
We don't like hearing that you've been burned.
With our approach.
You just better know, a lot of people think that they can fool the Silver Order, that we're simple folk. A lot of people thought that ended up dead. Just to give you a warning right now.
I've never met
You act
somebody I
nice and
can't
proper,
fool.
no funny business. Especially no lies in front of the Flamekeeper, because she'll see right through you.
Well, I've yet to meet someone who can kill me, so.
I swear on the silver flame.
That was so believable. You really sold me. Did you
What
convert?
about you? You ain't from Westamar. You're Caspian, ain't you?
Yes, sir.
It's the accent.
Mr. Virgil, sir. I came here for my own, it's like a vacation. I'm on vacation.
Kind of fun a place.
Like trolls, did I tell you I killed a troll? I'm here from, just on like a couple month journey. I'm just trying to find myself, really get my sword tuned, you know?
There's no rebel in the butcher's work lest it stain the soul. We do what we need to do for a righteous cause, not in the name of just death and destruction for its own sake. So I hope you're not here just to have a joyride and slit through a few throats.
Oh, well then you're gonna hate my my pamphlet. So killing and thrilling the Pluto's tale.
I tell you, we're determined folk, but we don't take pride in the work that we do. It's necessary work. It's the work that must be done for the light, and we don't take upon it lightly. It takes a true noble heart to end a life, and to know, and just for one to do so.
Well, I stare into the heart and eyes of the things I murder. I don't sit on a horseback and torch everything. You're like dropping bombs on Drakenheim. There's no precision. There's no heart to it. Look, you have your religious beliefs, and in Caspia, we may not align on them, but I respect the work that you do. It's just that you're kind of you're dropping a bomb on anthills here. I think you need to peel back a little bit and remember that this is still a city in someone's home. It's Veo's home.
Look at you can argue much as you want with me about that, but that's not my decision, and I'm here to do what must be done. Doing what must be done. This place is between you and me. I'm surprised that we're not just burning the whole place to the ground. Seems like it's almost entirely beyond saving, but no, the night captain says that there's work to be done here, and so we're gonna do that work. We're gonna do it right, and I trust them to know what the right path is for us.
I think being on this path that you're on, that you would believe in some sort of redemption, that this place can be redeemed if possible, not just burning it to the ground.
Well, the way I see it is, if you're gonna dress a wound, the first step is to cut away the infected flesh.
Medically speaking, yes.
It's accurate.
Sounds like we're going to want to talk to your commander. How far are we from...
So, got a good ride ahead of us.
You got any food?
Sure, we got some bread and cheese and a bit of meat, some dried nuts. We're welcome to share.
Yes.
Thank you. That's really nice. We haven't had a nice meal since yesterday.
You look up at the sun. There's no sun.
Since whenever we were in Emberwood Village.
The last time we ate.
Yes.
You ride forth with Virgil and his fellow knights. It's difficult to tell if they're all men or women underneath all their armor. They're all clad identically in the same style of chain or plate armor as befits their rank. They seem to have some sort of insignia that indicates his rank as a sergeant of some kind or a leader of a horseback as they march forth. As you approach in the distance after an hour or so of travel across the Cairn Hills, you can see the camp that you saw from the clock tower before, and that your birds had previously oversaw their veil.
Trying to kill my pigeons.
It's a large, company-sized military camp that is with, in a rough rectangular shape, with a high wooden palisade all around it, where they've dug a ditch around the whole thing, filled it with spikes or water in some parts of it. It seems like the way that they built the camp is that there are gates to the east and the west, buttressed by towers, which are also on each of the four corners, that they have a makeshift drawbridge that will raise and lower on either side. One of the things that strikes you immediately, though, as you come towards the camp, is the flight of 3 knights astride griffins, circling horns that sounds from the riders as they see your approach.
3 griffins, eh? Do we steal griffins for paladins?
I want one.
Notably as well,
I want one now.
several hundred feet from the main encampment, they have built another set of palisades around what looks like the ruins of an old barn and granary. The palisades here are built with a little bit of extra stone, and there are several large wagons outside it, alongside various barrels, and the palisade here has an extra ditch dug all the way around it, which has been filled with water completely. So they've taken this farmhouse, built a palisade around it, and it seems to be quite a bit more fortified and protected than the main encampment, which is much larger. You can see that there is another smaller camp outside the main gates. There are several tents arrayed around, and
like a diplomat tent, or what? Like
There would be no more than a dozen people in this smaller camp outside, but the large tent is that which you would expect to be a meeting tent or a command tent.
interesting.
I say we go see who's here.
I say first we talk to the commander of the Paladins.
Yeah.
I don't know. You wanna check out the Hooded Lanterns? I also just want to ask Virgil very quickly.
Really made headway with
Yeah, with Virgil, we're old buddies. That other place, the more fortified one. I'm guessing you got to protect all that oil and stuff that you're carrying around. That stuff's got to be dangerous.
You're a smart man. That's where we keep the dragon's breath.
Is that what you call it? See, I had to learn magic to figure out how to do stuff like that. You guys are just doing it, I assume, non-magically.
Be honest with you there, Sebastian, I couldn't tell you heads or tails how those things work, but they seem to do the job.
Poor Virgil.
He's just a thug.
It's really interesting. If, I understand that it must be under strict protection, but maybe with an escort, I would love to see what's going on in there.
I don't think so.
I'm fascinated by fire, how fire works, and I tend to just create.
Well, you just pull this and the thing in front of you melts.
Oh. Was there an instruction booklet? Like, is that the quick start?
Well, we gotta keep them safe.
Mm-hmm.
The tanks are armored on the back so that they don't get shot. They've been treated on the outside so that if someone tries to throw a torch at you, you just don't explode right there on the spot. But you gotta be careful around the fire, around it. That's why we got the extra armor on the back for them to protect them. And yeah, it's a bit of an honor carrying one because it can come with a little bit of risk, but it's well worth it. And generally, most of the nasties just turn tail and run as soon as they see you lower one of these things in front of them. It's a real joy to see.
If you hit it hard enough with fire, is that dangerous for you guys? Like, have you ran into any spellcasters or anything like that have caused you problems?
Virgil speaks up. Now, we've worked out a lot of ways for us to, fight around that. So when we see, we all work together and make sure that those that are carrying the dragon's fire are well protected, and we tend to not use them in the front lines of battle. They tend to be more of our second line.
I see.
I hope you're getting paid the good hazard pay, like the quality tuna, for having to carry one of those.
She, the other night she speaks up and she says, duty is its own reward. And she then just pulls the nozzle on it and a gout of flame shoots at the top. It's also a lot of fun.
I apologize for all the questions. I'm just very fascinated by the mechanics of how this is working. I've never seen anything like that. There's some really intelligent people working on these.
Virgil looks back at you like he's probably never considered that question before. We get some help and a lot of solutions for those that are willing to have a little bit of ingenuity for the situation.
If you can't show me where you keep all of the tanks, maybe I could at least talk to one of the people who creates these devices. I'd love to meet them.
I think for that you have to head back to the Shining City or far away. We don't have anyone here that knows how to make this. We only have what we brought with us.
Fair enough. My fascination will I'll pocket that one for now, and we'll come back to it.
So we could either go see the commander.
Who entrance are here?
Yeah.
What if it's like a...
Is it who we don't want to be here, or is it who we do want to be here?
Is it
I just want to make any
Is it
assumptions.
weird if, you go meet the Hooded Lanterns and we go meet the commander? Should we all stick together?
We can stick together, but I can pop my head.
Say hi to the Hooded Lantern tent.
We were on the way.
Because it's on the
We
way.
probably
It's
could
like
go
the
in.
first exhibit in this new
Exhibit
place.
in the zoo.
I'm on vacation. I want to just see all the sights.
Okay.
All right, so I jump
Virgil,
on
yeah,
the
can
horse.
we take a quick detour? What are the Hood Lanterns doing here?
Oh, they've been causing a whole fuss from what I hear. They're here to meet with the Knight Commander.
That makes sense.
You know these guys?
Yeah, we've heard of them.
Yeah,
Yeah, they work for Drakenheim.
they are
Right,
Drakenheim.
They are Drakenheim.
I mean, if you want to stop and talk with them, if you know them, if they're friends of yours, you're welcome to do so. And you want to come in and you want to talk and you want to see things, that's just fine. You can wait out here with them and we'll come and get you when the Knight Commander is ready to talk to you.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, thanks.
Alright.
Thanks, Verge. We call him Verge now, right?
His name's Verge.
Verge.
Verge, what's your
Do you
last
like
name?
Verge?
See you in a bit.
Vergie.
Old V-Wood.
Hey there, V-Wood.
As you
Yep,
head
that's a
towards
good thing.
Yep. The encampment with the hooded lanterns, you can see that there's the larger command tent and a few smaller ones all around a central fire and a set of equipment. They've got about a dozen horses that they've drawn up here as well that they've hitched to some posts around the camp. And as you approach, rushing out of one of the tents is Petra.
Petra!
The woman that you are familiar, you've known her for a long time. She's got the light, kind of sandy, the very thin build with the sandy hair, tied back in a sharp bun. She's got the green robes of the hooded lanterns and her arrows and bows and her equipment with her. She says, "You all always manage to show up wherever there's trouble, don't you?"
Oops.
That's our way of helping.
Our specialty.
We had to ride on a horse.
It's very true. We're here to figure out what the Paladins are doing. I assume you're here for the same reason.
Did you guys tell?
Exactly. Have you seen what's going on?
Oh yes, we could see it from...
It's madness. They're insane.
Agreed.
We have questions.
We're
for
talking
you.
about the same thing, right?
Fire.
The fire?
Yeah, the fire. Yep.
What do they think they're doing? She looks around. What do they think they're doing? Burning the city to the ground? Are they crazy?
They think it's past redemption.
It's like a holy thing.
They're gonna undo everything we've been fighting for the past 15 years.
I still want to know who's going to pay for it personally.
I'm here with the Lord Commander. Elias Drexel's here, Ansem's here. We brought a bunch of our soldiers. We mean to tell them to leave, I think. Or at least what they're planning on doing. You don't really know what to do. This is a whole company of soldiers. There's at least 200 of them. We don't have the resources to take them on head on like that. Sure, we can fight them in the city, on the rooftops, on the walls, but they're just burning everything down.
Have you engaged with them? Have you fought them?
We had a few encounters. It seems like things got smoothed out so far, but it's been really tense ever since. A few of us got killed, a few of them got killed.
Speaking of tents, I'm looking out at their camp here, and all I see are a bunch of tents and wood, and they're all carrying flammable... Okay. They're all carrying flammable barrels on their back. If you wanted to take them all out, it seems like all you need is a little fire in the right place.
You'd think that? But they're the ones bringing it here. They really know how to manage it well. They don't keep any of it inside the main camp. It's all out there.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean that's the only way to set fire.
No, not at all. And certainly, we've thought about it, but a lot of them are good people. They're just here to do the right thing. They're not
That's true. Virgil's
bad
nice.
people. We just don't know what to make of it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to jump to let's burn their camp down. I'm just saying that if we need
Kinda
to...
did, but
I was looking at ways to... I was looking...
These knights, the Silver Order has made fire their middle name. They really know how to
Fire's my middle name as well. Sebastian Fire Crow with my one fire spell that I know.
Show me one to see them hoisted by their own petard, literally.
I know 2 fire spells.
And that's certainly an option on the table. I don't know if the commander's considering that or not yet.
I'd like to hear what they have to say, but have you considered, and not that I am saying that this is the only way, but have you considered working with them? Okay, bad idea. I'm sorry.
Drakenheim, what is it that they want? They said they were burning their way to the cathedral?
Yeah.
Because maybe they might get something and leave, or maybe we just sabotage all their fire.
Because if we can offer them, hey, we're going to the cathedral to look for such and such, and we say, stop burning the city, we'll go get it for you. If we fail, continue, but we never fail.
From what I've gathered, they're on a mission of a different order, and even though they may get what they want, they may not necessarily stop until they believe they've fulfilled what that order is. And I'm just interested to hear what their commander-in-chief specifically, because obviously the guards don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
At that, the main command tent opens and Ansem and Elias Drexel step out of the tent. And Drexel, the Lord Commander of the Hooded Lanterns, I don't know what to make of these paladins. And until I find out what their objectives actually are, I don't want them setting any more foot in the city than they already have.
Agreed,
Agreed.
sir.
Is the other guy that's with him, is that Petra's brother? Oh, good.
That guy.
Did he read our note?
Did you get our note, Lord Commander?
Wink. I say, and wink.
I've been waiting for a few more updates from you all. Seems like you've been having a bit of a vacation back in Emberwood Village.
We needed to take a few days off.
Like 3 days off, and everybody's giving us.
We were roughed up a little.
Or I would have to come here, but I was sick of waiting, and they forced my hand. I had to come myself.
Yeah, we were a little busy. My family home burned down. It was pretty tragic, so I apologize.
I'm sorry to hear that.
We've also been monitoring from afar, in a way, to make sure that
Yeah, he
when
feels
we did
bad.
find out what was happening, we came here straight away.
Yeah, we got a ride on a horse.
Have you never ridden a horse before?
I miss my horse. Like, you have no idea how nice it is to not have to walk everywhere. This armor is more like horse armor.
I bet you feel like you gained some muscle, though.
I have.
What's your horse's name?
Very sore. Matthias.
And where's your horse now?
Well, I don't know.
Is he the dead horse? that we can't get.
The horses are
Yeah, I
in
know.
the city, but actually, right.
True.
Yeah, it's like a Ferrari
You cannot ride a horse on
in
the rooftop.
in a dangerous town.
City traffic these days is absolutely.
And the corpse watcher, the corpse thing.
If you'd like, you can come with me when I go meet with their Knight Commander. Don't get confused. I'm the Lord Commander. He's the Knight Commander. I'm worried about that too, but we'll figure it out.
Who's higher on the
Yeah.
list?
Different cities, so different.
Technically speaking, from what I know about the Illyrian military order, they brought a company of men here, so whoever their leader is a captain or a major at best.
You're way higher than him.
But by the authority of the city, yes, I am.
Am I higher than him? Look at my badge. Point to my badge.
Veo, I know you're carrying that thing around, but you are not the steward of the city.
I'd like to think that in these dire times, with my father gone, that I have some semblance of addition to any plans that go on in Drakenheim.
That's all well and good, but the stewardship of the city is not a hereditary office. That's an office that can only be granted by the king.
All right.
But the badge.
The badge!
I feel like a kid with like a police badge.
I'm glad that you've kept it safe.
Oh, I'd keep this safe over anything. Even my tuna.
And to be perfectly honest, I'm relieved that someone has it and not them, because that's the biggest thing that I'm more concerned about. Interlopers here in the city, with all the documentation, all the relics, all of the badges of order and office that we still haven't found. They could find anything. I'm concerned, and from what I've heard from just talking to their rank and file, they're here for the Grand. The Cathedral of St. Petruvio has many, many holy relics of our faith there. And for the Silver Order, the Hierarch, these are important things. If they mean to retrieve them, that's fine. I don't care about those things. But the Grand Cathedral is where the city kept the lineages, the archives, and the last will and testament of King Ulrich.
Well, that's a different story.
What are they after? They might not want that. But if they found it, if they took it, they could install a Caspian whelp or some Illyrian puppet on the throne. And I can't. If they were to find the king's will, his seal, they could rewrite it to be whatever they wanted. And with the militarians, be whatever they say, get all the other nobles to fall in line pretty easily.
This isn't good.
Now,
This isn't good.
Commander, I have a question. Do you have a list of missing artifacts that would be key to the ruling of the city? Like you said, the seal, but what else? I know obviously these badges mean something.
If the king has a will, it would say what the right of succession is. It would say in it which of the noble houses is related to the royal family and which is rightfully to inherit the throne. It could end all the civil strife we've seen across the nation just by having that official documentation. Backed up by the seal of the steward, anything else that could verify its truth, then we have something.
Why haven't you gone in to get it?
I'm sure Veo can explain, but the Knolls have made the Grand Cathedral their
Yeah, we've
feasting hall.
dealt with gnolls. We've dealt with large groups of gnolls.
Feasting hall, that sounds just like a food hall, like a
It's
mess.
a massive knoll, 10 feet tall. We
Uh-oh.
call the Lord of the Feast.
Uh-oh.
It's pure white, except for the blood all over his fur.
Yeah.
Have you seen him?
I've seen him, and he would send chills into the very crevices of every part of your body.
I hate it when I get chills in my crevices.
My crevices are my elbow.
Just my inner bone. But just being around it kicks all the Knolls up in and ignited in their hearts. They fight like nothing else. We've never survived an engagement against him. We have to run whenever he's near.
You would need an army to get past that knoll.
Or the
We have a-
greatest troll killer in the world and the greatest spellcaster in the world. I use that very loosely, but I'm talking about us.
With respect, I'd be sending you on a death sentence if I tried to send you there. I couldn't do that in good conscience.
Pluto Jackson killed a troll that was how tall?
It was like pretty tall. I don't know
Taller than a knoll.
I'm not great at estimating feet, but if I had a way to measure it, it's the biggest troll I've killed. I can say that confidently.
How big was the other troll?
I mean, I've only seen the Lord of the Feast at a distance, but I've seen him slaughter good men, strong men. I've seen him kill men that I have seen kill a troll.
Oh, well, that
He's
means-
the person
no.
we need to tell
Oh, no.
the kids about not to go into the city. Even me, I think that they're not quite understanding how fierce he can be. I've seen it with my own eyes.
Look, I've been a dog owner my whole life, so I think I know a little something.
Gnolls technically aren't related to canines. They're actually hyena related and
Oh.
have a whole separate genealogy.
Oh
Yeah.
no, then I might be way out of my depth here. Never owned a hyena.
So you're saying you don't think we can handle it?
So you're saying there's a chance?
So you're saying there's a chance?
I
Because
don't know.
I like
But
that.
I am saying that the Cathedral of St. Petrivio, that's an army.
but if they go in there, what if they just burn the whole place down?
I don't think they
Then we
burn
have nothing.
cathedral.
That's even worse.
Yeah.
Okay, so they might just seize everything and claim Drakenheim. That's why they're beelining it for it. I think if anything, we have to get there first.
You know what? As much as I've seen this Noel and from what I've heard about the stories of him, I believe in our group. I think if anyone can sneak in there without an army, we can do it.
Are there sewers underneath the cathedral?
What I remember, the sewers, catacombs, all the great saints and they were all buried there. There's a huge complex underneath the cathedral.
Perhaps we can get into the cathedral without going on the streets.
Through catacombs?
Through the
And you
catacombs.
start with cat. The cats don't like to go there.
It's dark.
That's confusing.
It's dark and not many people like to go there. That means that we have a better chance of running into less problems.
It's true.
Unless the dead decide to come back,
Well, that's
which seems to happen. At least none of us are carrying any of that goop from the mirror. Oh, wait.
Look, I'm gonna surprise you with it. You'll be happy to know that the cork is still in place and everything's fine. Probably.
and my favorite enemy is undead. By favorite I mean
That's confusing.
and
Double second.
Huddle.
We're gonna have a team huddle. Just give us one moment.
My liege.
huddle.
We back up.
There are griffins. We could fly in.
We could also, this is my thought while we were talking, while I was thinking and you guys were talking, I'm gonna just say it. What if we waited until they marched on it and
Well, I'm at my daughter's school, so I'm gonna pick up her. Celebrate her birthday today. So, yeah, I have to prepare a birthday party and stuff, make pizza. So, see you later tonight. I didn't feel like streaming yesterday. I was too tired.